Joy Chinyere Umudu. I am the overall Best Ph.D. Thesis Award winner for the 2019-2020 Convocation from the University of Lagos. I was born into the family of Mr. Elijah and Mrs. Gloria Okafor many years ago. I'm a native of Osidehinde in Agwata local government of Anambra State. I had my primary and secondary educations in Jos, and from there I proceeded on to the University of Jos to have my first degree in mathematics, where I bagged a first class honor and was awarded the best graduating student for that year, 2006. Shortly after that, I got married and moved down to Lagos and settled down here. And I did a couple of jobs and then proceeded, and that was when I got into the four walls of the University of Lagos in pursuit of my MSc in mathematics, in pure mathematics. That was in 2014. And then thereafter, shortly after that, I began this journey for my PhD, seeking admission into PhD. I started this journey in 2016, and to the glory of God, I'm here today. We're married with 4 children.
Dr. Joy Umudu says one of the things that made the journey exciting for her was her supervisor. Sometimes when they had meetings and had to discuss researches, he was able to read her state of mind, and somehow he was able to motivate her, and that kept her going. Then many times every year throughout her PhD work, she attended conferences and seminars, and that was a boost to her research because she got to meet people who were of assistance in one way or the other. Also, the presentation at departmental seminars were very helpful because she had to go through drills and constructive criticisms, which made her strong as a person and then brought out the beauty in her works. Many times, when she sat down to carry out research and thought she had achieved something tangible, they asked questions and made suggestions, which all helped her work a whole lot. She really enjoyed those days when she needed to present seminars. The seminars were very robust, very lively, and very helpful. She looked forward to such days always.
Wow, it's really a great feeling. You know, when the Dean of PG School called me up to inform me, I couldn't hold my joy. It was out of this world. You know, it's something as a student, I've always dreamt of, but really it didn't occur to me that I will be the award receiver. So I'm really overjoyed, to say the least. I'm excited, and I return all the glory to God, because on my own I could have gone this far. It is by the grace of God I was able to attain this height. And I must also acknowledge the role my supervisors played in this journey. My supervisor, Professor Johnson Olajiru and Dr. A.A. Mubademu, who gave me unflinching support throughout the period of my program. They were there to guide me and gave excellent guidance in my work. I really appreciate them.
She says she didn't see it coming. What she did was to take every day as it came. She said it's the grace of God. She just counts herself favored because really, by her strength, she couldn't have achieved any of that. She couldn't have achieved the feat. Sometimes, whenever she left her family back in Jos, and she was here in Lagos, it was very unsettling because she would just speak to God in prayers.
My PhD thesis is on new fixed point results for Songerati quasi-contraction type mappings in some abstract spaces, selected abstract spaces. Now, this result is novel in the sense that in that work, I was able to solve a problem that will mean a lot to our future. Okay. Now, one thing about mathematics, pure mathematics, is that many times a solution is being found that will become useful many years after in future. Those in physics and engineering will appreciate what I'm talking about, because ordinarily, the layman may not see or appreciate the extent of work that has been done. But it's a very noble result, and I'm glad that I was able to pull through with it.
She says right from her secondary school days, she wasn't the bookworm type who stayed indoors. She didn't go to the library to read. Rather, she read in a very lively environment, even with loud music. Therefore, her social life is very lively. She attends social gatherings when necessary. In her chosen field, which is mathematics, one doesn't have to spend the whole day trying to cram once the basic concept is understood. She likes partying once in a while, of course. She also likes listening to good music and spending time with her family. She cherishes that a lot, but she also tries to dedicate quality time to her research, so she creates time for it.
Well, I must confess it wasn't an easy journey. It was a journey filled with a lot of challenges and struggles. For example, in the course of my PhD work, I had my son. I had to defer a session, to take care of that. When I returned to continue with my research work, I must say that many times I went to bed wetting my pillow with tears because I wasn't able to make a headway. But with time, I persisted, but with time I was able to pull through. I was able to find an area of research that I was comfortable with, of course with the support and help of my supervisors. And then, even though sometimes, of course, it looks as if there's no end in sight, but I thank God for where I am today. God has been faithful, and I give Him all the glory.
She advised them to start. When she started her program, she almost stopped midway when she factored in the logistics, how to manage her children, her husband, her job and all. But her supervisor advised her to start. She returned all glory to God that she took that step. When she started, things started falling into place, and she had sought study leave, which was eventually granted. When she got pregnant during the course of the program, she was asked to defer, and she did for a session to enable her to take care of and nurse her baby. She took it one step at a time, because if she had waited till when everything was settled, she may not have been able to achieve anything. She advised those aspiring for their PhDs to just start, take that bold step, and then have a set goal. She set out to finish her PhD in 3 or 4 years maximum, and she did just that. She says there are some of her colleagues who started before her and are still there. So all that she's saying is when anyone gets in, such a person must create time for his or her work and get it done in record time. So she had to make a timetable for herself and give what is for Caesar unto Caesar, and to Jesus what is his.
Oh, well, there were quite a number of them coming from mathematics departments. Of course, in the course of my research work, I met with some lecturers who had the opinion that a PhD in mathematics is not something we should get in less than 10 years, probably because that was their own experience. And that was really distracting because they tried somehow, a few of them actually, not all of them, just a few lecturers there, tried to draw us back, so to say, with delays and stuff. But we were able to pull through. And we are fortunate enough to have a head of department who happened then to be also my supervisor, Professor Joy Chinyere Umudu, who pulled us, who helped us to create a community. We were able to bond together and then gain strength from one another. We were able to confine the one another with our challenges and all, and we were able to pull through. So basically that was it. It wasn't easy at all. There were lots of hurdles on the way, which I may not have to bore you with. But the good thing about it is that I was able to persevere. I was consistent. Coming from University of Jos, because I lecture at University of Jos, I think I forgot to say that. I already got a study leave for 3 years. So for me, and my family is back there in Jos right now as I speak with you. So leaving my family behind and my work okay, counting down 3 years. I knew there was no other way for me to go but forward. There was no choice. I had no other way to go to, no other direction to run to. So I gave it all, my all. Okay, I just had to do everything possible to achieve this feat, and I give God the glory that is possible today.
Of course, the University of Lagos is one of the famous universities in the country, even in the world. In terms of research, Unilag stands out, and of course, she needed to step up, and she thought of no other place than the University of Lagos. It came naturally. It's the university of first choice. You cannot beat the University of Lagos when it comes to research, innovations, and impact in the lives of people. It was a choice she made, and she's glad she did choose the University of Lagos for a master's and PhD, and she trusts that it is a very good platform for her to spread her wings and fly. First, she especially appreciated God because without God, she wouldn't have achieved anything. Secondly, her supervisors. Then her parents, who have been a pillar of support. Her husband, her children, and her colleagues in the Department of Mathematics, who graduated with her. She said there are 9 of them from the Mathematics Department, and 5 of them were under the supervision of Professor Olalere. To her, the academic award of Best PhD thesis is for all of them, and she couldn't have achieved it without them. They were very helpful in their own ways throughout, and of course, the management of the University of Lagos. When she came into University of Lagos, she enjoyed a lot of things on campus. The university gave her and others an atmosphere of warmth, conducive enough for her study. In the course of her research, her family stayed in Jos, and throughout those years, she came around every day to the mathematics department where she had access to internet and every other thing needed. She commends the management of the University of Lagos for creating a very conducive atmosphere. She also thanked the Unilag management for deeming it fit to make her the recipient of the Best PhD Thesis Award. She also implored management of the University of Lagos to continue to pursue the frontiers of excellence as a university of first choice and the nation's pride that it is reputed as.